Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Oakfield Farm, where today we're going to be doing a bit of cultivating. Got to cultivate up field 9 here, and why did GPS not engage? That's really odd. It should have, but it didn't. I think GPS might have gone a bit wonky. Today we're going to be cultivating up field 9 because I want to get it ready to be seeded up with some stuff for future little projects on the map. Because yes, we're not leaving Oakfield anytime soon. Field 13 also needs to be cultivated or harvested. We got 2 fields needing to be seeded yet, so I'm going to go over probably during one of the streams this week, maybe even yesterday's stream, and do that. But I know yesterday I had planned, because I'm recording this before yesterday's stream, by the way. It's literally like 11 minutes past 4. I'm due to be streaming in like 50 minutes, and yeah, I'm being very organized for once. Also, for the first time in a long time, I'm recording entirely in OBS. There's no Audacity to faff about with, so hopefully I've got the sound balancing right. I tried it earlier and it seemed okay, so I'm gonna go like this for a little bit, and fingers crossed it's alright. If I'll be asking in the, I will have asked in yesterday's stream what people think of the sound balancing, so it might magically change on Friday, because this is what I think is okay. What everybody else thinks is okay might be different. So I'm just trying to cut out some, basically some of the faffing involved with recording videos. Because as things stand, I basically get a headache when I'm doing recording, because I got 2 different programs open, 3 if I'm doing the roleplay, and I've got to hit record on one, go into the other, hit record on that. It just causes a headache, and now it's just hit record once and I'm recording, which I think is a bit more. It's more time efficient for sure. I don't know about optimized. The downside is I do need to completely rebalance the sound, which had been balanced entirely for streaming. Now I've got to balance it for recording, because I'm slightly quieter when I'm recording videos. And yeah, that's an interesting little problem for me to have. Some behind the scenes knowledge for you all. I hope you're happy. You know, you get the amazing behind the scenes knowledge of Dave has trouble doing sound balancing. Stuff that you never hear about because it's the most boring stuff in the world. Myself and Landy were in TeamSpeak last night talking about it for about 20 minutes. About our preferred microphone volumes and decibel levels in XSplit. Or not XSplit, OBS. And yeah, it is the world's most boring topic because there's nothing fun about it whatsoever. It's like, oh yes, I prefer 86%. I prefer 87. 92 is where I am. It's just boring. Just figures and technicalities and boring technical stuff, which usually I find interesting, but this is the really boring stuff. Like, oh yes, my microphone is this sensitive, so it requires this level of sensitivity. Put you to sleep. I was hoping of getting a bit more recording than just this one video done today, but I should be able to record another one or two. Another one. I should be able to record Friday's video today as well, if Sims streaming for sure. Because I need to get a week ahead this week, because and I don't think I've said this in a stream yet, well, as of the time of recording. My sister has 3 night shifts in a row next week, so Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday streams might be a bit weird. I might not be able to stream Monday at all. Tuesday and Wednesday might be a bit weird with the times. I might be forced into starting late. But one thing's for sure, I can't record those 3 days, so I gotta get up until at least next Wednesday's video done this week. Which sounds fine, it sounds perfectly fine, but it's a headache, because I've got a million different things that I want to be working on, and it's like, oh no, can't do this because I gotta do this. I want to do this, but no, I can't. And I did see the mod that went up yesterday on the Giants mod hub. One or two things that were vaguely of interest. Nothing that really stood out to me as being super amazing, super awesome. I'll be honest. One or two things that I think would fit the roleplay pretty well. And I want to thank you guys for the comments on Monday's video as well. I obviously couldn't reference it because it was the roleplay, but yes, there is a collision issue with the van. It seems to be specific to the flatbed, so that roleplay will magically get a box van, and I'm not going to explain it away in the roleplay, it's just going to happen, because from what I know, the box van seems to be a bit better behaved. As a whole, so once I'm done with the flatbed for the bags of seed, which most of them will be gone off camera, I'll magically get a box van and swap over to that and use pallets of seed, because the bags, as I've discovered, are a bit wonky. But I did roleplay the switch to pallets at least. The box fan issue is a bit more major, and it's something that I can't exactly roleplay away, or the flatbed issue. By the way, thank you so much for watching it. So many of you watching it like immediately. I had a look when I woke up at about 1 or 2 o'clock, and I saw it had like 300 views already, which is usually what I'd want a video to get in the first day, for me to say, oh, it's done acceptably well. So yeah, I do know I do know you guys love the roleplay. I'm gonna do it as much as I can, but obviously with all the 1,000,001 things that I need to do, off camera work for the roleplay is kind of low down on the priority list, which sucks, but that's the way that it has to go. Because I want to get Donetsk finished, and that's honestly slightly higher priority than the roleplay to a certain extent. I have obviously cut down the amount of videos I'm doing, and that's going to help with the roleplay even more, because that gives me days where I don't have to play Farm Sim if I don't want to, and I can, well, it gives me days where I can, instead of recording Farm Sim, I can do some off-camera work and that sort of stuff, because there's going to be dozens of, like, 4 or 5 hours of off-camera work in between every video, and trying to do that with the old schedule where I was trying to record 4 every day just wasn't going to work. It wasn't going to happen. So I'm kind of glad that I've made that change, and you might have noticed that I did cut up that video small, but that's going to be something you'll be seeing a lot more of, where especially now that I'm recording in OBS exclusively, once I get the sound balancing just so, I'll be able to just bind up a button to record on my stream deck and just bap that every time I want to intentionally put a cut in, or just skip a bit, and then it just makes life a lot easier for me. So I'm going for quality of life changes to the channel now. Hopefully the in-game sound isn't too quiet for you guys. Again, if it is, I'll find out in about 40 minutes when I go live for the stream. Well, probably 45 when I actually... No, about 40 minutes I'll be properly live, and I'll find out all of the problems that I've managed to cause myself. But some of you have already guessed what's going to be going into this field. Props to you guys. Some of you have not, and bleh. But I think I need to get bigger equipment and bigger tractors at some point soon. There's been one person who's been consistently requesting a tractor, to the point where I'm getting annoyed with them for doing so. I have it downloaded, and I plan on using it eventually, but be patient. I'm not going to just shoehorn it in because you want something to happen. And you know, I'm perfectly fine with people making requests if they're phrased as requests and not just, get a John Deere. Because that annoys me. People... You might think it's just a little rule in streams because it's... You know, it keeps the chat from being just spammed full of get this, get that, do this, do that. No, it genuinely gets on my nerves, and I know for a fact that it happens to every YouTuber that it gets on their nerves. At the end of the day, we play this game to enjoy ourselves, and we have fun doing it, but when there's a million and one demands coming in, it suddenly stops being fun. And if you fall into the trap of trying to please everybody, then you might as well just quit, because number one, you're gonna fail. It's better to please some of the people some of the time than all of the... Well, to try and please some of the people some of the time than all of the people all of the time. Which is a trap that some YouTubers get stuck into. That's the way I want to run the channel. I'm running it the way that I want. You know, I'm running this so that I have fun, so that you guys maybe can join in the fun and enjoy yourselves as well. By the way, please feel free to put your guesses as to what on earth I plan on doing with this field into the comments. Because, I mean, I've just harvested up potatoes and I'm cultivating it under. So what on earth could I possibly plan to do with this field? And I will say, as by way of a hint, I don't currently have the equipment to do this field properly. Or to harvest this field the way that I want it to be harvested. So, actually, I don't even have the equipment to plant it. Ugh. And I will, by the way, before the stream, or before yesterday's stream, I would have fast-forwarded through to the next day, because I've just copped that it's 6:44 PM in game, and it's gonna get really dark really quickly. And there's something that you guys don't know about Reshade. It's that it doesn't like nighttime at all. It derps pretty hardcore at night. So I'm intentionally kind of skipping through till morning, and when it's bright and sunny, you can kind of see some of the issues appearing in the top right already, where things are starting to go a bit weird. And shadows are beginning to derp a bit and stuff like that. Yeah, Reshade doesn't like nighttime in Farm Sim, unfortunately, so I will be kind of luckily, I guess, skipping through night, because I hate doing nighttime content in Farm Sim. It just looks bad. It doesn't look good in videos. It never will. It never did. You know, the only time that I'd consider doing it is if there was a major change to how nighttime worked, and you could get like work lights everywhere. And I know that I do have floodlight mods, by the way, so I could, in theory, set up a bunch of floodlights and floodlight a field, which actually would be kind of interesting. I might do that at some point, just to see how it looks. I might not even do it on camera, but I might do that just to see how a floodlit field in Farm Sim looked. Because I mean, if I could work at night with floodlighting, that'd be kind of cool. It would be more likely than not that I do it with the BGA, because that would make sense to be floodlit. Because, I mean, those things will work, because they're producing biogas, which is used to produce electricity. Those things do tend to work 24/7. Or get, like, stocked up at night before people go home and run at a lower capacity, because, ironically... Well, I say ironically. No, there is more power required at night, but that's when the, coal power stations that are fed by conveyors and stuff tend to work. BGAs, biogas plants, tend to actually be fed by wheel loader, or front loader or tractor, depending on the size. Tractor with front loader, actually, not front loader with tractor. But there's, you know, they tend to be fed by effectively by hand. Yes, there's heavy machinery involved, but it's not a conveyor belt doing it automatically like with a coal power plant. It's fed by hand. Or like a gas pipeline at a gas power plant or something like that. There's no automated systems in biogas plants. That I know of, at least. There might be one or two that have these really weird conveyor systems that are specially built to handle silage, because it is silage they throw in, effectively. But, yeah. So, I'm kind of surprised at how quickly this field is getting done. I'll be honest. Wasn't expecting to get the entirety of this field done today. I did intentionally choose the Magnum, by the way, because it's the most powerful tractor I've got on the map, and it tends to behave. Tends to work at a reasonable speed when it's doing something that the Valtra maybe would struggle with, and the New Hollands definitely would struggle with. So this tends to be the oddly, you know, bizarrely, the biggest tractor I have tends to be the most... That tends to be the utility tractor. The most powerful tractor is just the, oh, this can do whatever I need it to do tractor. It's usually the smallest. On the farm is just used for, oh, I need to do this, let's grab this thing. Such are the joys of MR that that's not even possible. Like, the feed is only really used for very low impact work. This could flip. Nope. That was freewheeling for most of that. I was not expecting to get this field done today. Well, not in the video, anyway. May end up having to... having a very short video, because this was the only thing I had planned for this. I legitimately don't have any other plans today for the video. Nothing that it's worth starting, because we're 18 minutes in, almost 19 minutes in, and I like having my videos under half an hour. Roleplays, by the way, will just take on whatever form they end up taking. If it takes, you know, an hour-long video for the roleplay will be an hour long. And I do try and speak differently during the roleplays. I don't know if I particularly succeeded with Mondays, but I do try and speak differently. Mondays was kind of hampered by the fact that it was like 11 o'clock at night when I was recording it. And while I try and have the awkward new YouTuber quiet voice going, it's even more awkward when I'm actually trying to be quiet as well. Because you might have noticed there's been a couple of videos where I've been very hushed and quiet lately. That was me intentionally trying to be quiet because I've been recording late at night and I needed to be quiet because people were going to be asleep. And yeah, 20 minutes is not a video. 20 minutes I don't think is long enough. So let me think real quick of what I can do. What I can do is I can actually start off on stuff that I wanted to do in yesterday's stream. So, well, one thing I can do is get a thumbnail There we go. Thumbnail for the video. No, I didn't want to hire a worker. So here's a cool little trick for those of you who didn't know this. If you disconnect a piece of equipment while it's folding or unfolding, it stays in place. So if I do that, should be good. To capture a thumbnail, awesome. You can just fold it back up afterwards. Shift H, Alt M. Yes, I do know that the glance is almost unreadable. That's, I guess, a bit by design, a bit by coincidence, but it's fine as long as it's there and it's. The main thing for me is that it's there, to be quite honest. So what I want to do next is number one, to put away the cultivator, because this does need to be done. So we'll just reverse that in to the shed here very carefully and slowly. Okay, that was nowhere near careful enough. That was actually too little turning too late. That may be too much turning too early. Again, a bit too little turning, but I can kind of compensate here at least. Getting stuff into sheds is proving surprisingly difficult for me because I'm terrible at reversing. Right, that can stay there, and we can hop. We can tab into the other piece of equipment I want to use, which is the T7. Because I would like to do a bit of baling as well. Just to, in effect, fill up time. Now, what happened during the streams lately is I bought Field 1, I've mowed it, I've tedded it, and I've windrowed it up. So all that's left to do, and this is the loudest tractor I have. I need to boost the in-game sound a bit. Just looking at it now, it is too quiet, so it will be boosted between effectively now and yesterday's stream. I know that that's kind of a weird reverse wibbly timeline, but that's the timeline that we're working with. Because I need to have sound balanced the way that I like it. There we go. Let's get the baler unfolding. This is the loudest tractor I have, and it's below my voice track in terms of volume, which is, I don't know, this might be fine. I'm not entirely sure. But let's get this baling. Because we're going to sell off the hay bales, get a lot of money. It's actually the entire plan with the hay bales, is just sell them, make money, be happy. I could, with Field 10, move the potatoes out of there and make some small hay bales, or make some hay pellets, which I haven't done. I don't think I've done that yet. Made a lot of straw pellets. I've not made, to my knowledge, hay pellets with the straw add-on stuff. But quite honestly, I'm kind of annoyed with the straw add-on stuff because, number one, it's not MR friendly. Dural's done his best to make it MR, but just the sheer weight of it is not MR friendly. It's too heavy, I think. And number two, Creative Mesh have given themselves and Aerosoft a bad name by just flat out refusing to fix the problems with their paid content. You know, people paid them money to get a working product, which they didn't get. I'm one of the people to pay it up, so I mean, I feel like I'm within my rights to complain here. That, you know, they're now saying, oh, the patch will come at the end of the month. It should have come on day one. They should have fixed the junk that was broken day one, not made excuses for the better part of 4 months. And then hyped up a bunch of random crap that nobody asked for, nobody paid for in the meantime. Because they've been hyping up new features and new crap, and it's like, well, that's fine, but the stuff that we already have is broken. You know, they're polishing a turd at this point with the new stuff they're trying to throw in, because their name is already being dragged through the mud by themselves. And quite frankly, I'm surprised Aerosoft haven't come out and said, yeah, we've dumped these guys at this point because they don't meet the standards of Aerosoft. You know, they're giving the publisher, Aerosoft, a bad name, even though it's through no fault of Aerosoft. That Creative Mesh, aka BM Modding, which I called from the beginning, are very, very apprehensive and borderline refusing to release a patch for something they brought out that doesn't work. The Chrome Ultima is still non-functional in my eyes because there is a game-breaking bug with it that they're refusing to patch because, oh, the mod's done. Screw you. They refuse to add season support despite the fact that Seasons is one of the most popular mods because, oh no, the mod's done, screw you. And that isn't something that I'm just saying. I spoke to the Seasons guys. BM Modding were literally given the bit of code they needed to make the Ultima Seasons compatible. Nope. Mod's done, we're not updating it. We're not patching it, no. So, Seasons had to release the Ultima Fix script to patch into the Ultima. That's why that script exists. Because BM Modding couldn't be bothered updating their own mod. So, Realismus Modding had to do it for them. That's why I kind of rip on BM Modding so much in Creative Mesh, is because they just have this history of, not to put too fine a point on it, not giving a damn about the community. They do their own thing, and when they release their mods, well, that's fine. It's out now. Screw all y'all, we're doing something else to make a, you know, because we've got the name that is really big in Germany and we can do no wrong because the Germans love us. We don't care about the English speaking community. We release stuff entirely in German because we're German, and despite the fact that it's paid products now, you know, there's a reason I don't like BM Modding. There's a reason I don't tend to use their stuff too much. I like their stuff. Don't get me wrong, they've released fantastic mods in the past, but most of them have inherent problems. And BM Modding can't be bothered to fix them. That's why I don't use the Ultima anymore. Number one, it's too heavy. Number two, BM Modding can't be bothered to fix the game-breaking bug it has where if you leave a bale in the chamber, save the game, exit out, and come back in, it will corrupt your save game. That's a thing, by the way. With the bail counter script in the Ultima, yeah, it'll corrupt save games on you. Because apparently they never bothered to test that. But I think before I get too angry, I'm gonna end the video here. Hop on TeamSpeak for a quick minute to see if see how long I've got to stream today. So I'll leave you guys by saying I've been RainbowDave. You've been watching Farming Simulator 17 on Oakfield Farm. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I'll be back tomorrow with a stream of Euro Truck. Actually, tomorrow is Thursday, so I'll be doing some Euro Truck for you fine folks, and hopefully not crashing too badly. So until next time, stay safe and goodbye.